And out of the ground the Most High power formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. See? Verse 21, and the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof, and the rib which the Most High power had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. See? That's why see, this world have it all twisted. Everything is twisted as far as the law. You know, when a man and a woman get together, then she becomes his helpmate, and they become one flesh. That's why I say they leave the father and mother, but this world, they still dealing with father and mother is like the same as they never left. Because it's not in the spirit of the law, how the Most High wants things to be, how he created it to be. You know, she played the whore on the man, then she went back to live with her father 4 months. They say 4 whole months. You see what happened. Most I had her put to death, but that was something. I mean, you see wicked Benjamites want to have sex with the man. So they call that today, when they have sex with men and women, bisexual. Come on. That's wicked. That's a vile affection. Look at 1 Kings, the 2nd chapter. Start at verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. King David, getting ready to die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. And keep the charge of the Most High thy power to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou do, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So that's, you know, key for us today. Keep the laws of the Most High. It says, Joshua 1 and 8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou might be prosperous and have good success. This is what he's telling, King David is telling King Solomon. Verse 4. That the Most High may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth, with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel. Moreover, thou knowest also, this is key, moreover, thou knowest also what Joab, the son of Zeruiah, did to me, and what he did to the 2 captains of the host of Israel, unto Abner, the son of Ner, and unto Amasa, the son of Jephthah, whom he slew, and shed the blood of war in peace, and put the blood of war upon his girdle that was about his loins, and in his shoes that were on his feet. That's what he did. And he's telling him, don't forget about it. Do therefore according to thy wisdom, and let not his hoar hair go down to the grave in peace. Don't let him go into the grave in peace, he told him. Do therefore according to thy wisdom, and let not his hoar hair, his gray hair self go down to the grave in peace. Deal with it. David's last words. Look, now, I mean, when you understand, King David had wives from Hebron, he had wives from Jerusalem, and this is the time of his death. Go to the first book of Kings, verse 1. Now King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he got no heat. They covered him up, but it wasn't helping him to stay warm. Wherefore his servant said unto him, let there be sought for my power, the king, a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in thy bosom, that my power, the king, may get heat. So you get heat from this virgin. Young woman that will lay with him under them covers to keep him warm. So they sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Israel, and found Abijah, a Shunammite, and brought her to the king. And the damsel was very fair, she was very beautiful, and cherished the king, and ministered to him. But the king knew her not. He didn't have sexual intercourse with her. She was just there to keep him warm. And that's what he used it for. And that's what they used it for, to keep King David warm in his last days. It's just interesting. It's interesting because, you know, he had all these wives. Why they couldn't just go get one of his wives? Look at 2 Samuel 15. Concerning Absalom, David's son. Second Samuel, start at verse 1 with the story. And it came to pass after this that Absalom prepared him chariots and horses and 50 men to run before him. This is David's son. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was so that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto him and said, O what city art thou? And he said, thy servant is of one of the tribes of Israel. And Absalom said unto him, see, thy masters are good and right, but there is no man that's disputed of the king to hear thee. Absalom said, moreover, oh, that I were made judge in the land, that every man which has any suit or cause might come unto me, and I would do him justice. And it was so, that when any man came nigh or near to him to do him obeisance, be obedient to him, he put forth his hand and took him and kissed him. And on this matter did Absalom to all Israel that came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel. And it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow. which I have vowed unto the Most High in Hebron. For thy servant vowed a vow while I abode at Gezer in Syria, saying, if the Most High shall bring me again indeed to Jerusalem, then I will serve the Most High. And the king said unto him, go in peace. So he arose and went to Hebron. But Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, as soon as ye hear the sound of the trumpet, then ye shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron. And he said, hey, hear the sound of the trumpet say, I'm reigning in Hebron. Against his father, King David. And with Absalom went 200 men out of Jerusalem that were called. And they went in their simplicity. And they knew not anything. They didn't know what was going on. And Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Gelo, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, for the people increased continually with Absalom. And there came a messenger to David saying, the hearts of the men of Israel are after Absalom. And David said unto all his servants that were with him at Jerusalem, arise and let us flee, for we shall not else escape from Absalom. Make speed to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring evil upon us and smite the city with the edge of the sword. This is his own son. And the king's servants said unto the king, behold, thy servants are ready to do whatsoever my master the king shall appoint. And the king went forth, and all his household after him. And the king left 10 women, which were concubines, to keep the house. They were his women, 10. And the king went forth, and all the people after him, and tarried in a place that was far off. And all his servants passed on beside him, and all the Sherethites, and all the Perethites, and all the Gittites, 600 men, which came after him from Gath, passed on before the king. Then said the king to Attai the Gittite, wherefore goest thou also with us? Return to thy place, and abide with the king, for thou art a stranger, and also an exile. Whereas thou camest but yesterday. Should I this day make thee go up and down with us? Seeing I go whither I may, return thou, and take back thy brethren. Mercy and truth be with thee. And Ittai answered the king and said, as the Most High liveth, and as my power the king liveth, surely in what place my power, my master the king, shall be, whether in death or life, even there also will thy servant be. Loyalty. And David said to Ittai, go and pass over. And Ittai the Gittite passed over, and all his men, and all the little ones that were with him. And all the country wept with a loud voice, and all the people passed over. The king also himself passed over the brook Kidron, and all the people passed over toward the way of the wilderness. Getting away from his own son, Absalom. Look at Job, the 6th chapter. So that verse 14. Just a moment.